Let others do the 9% commenting. So I recently began to compress ideas I had into small phrases or words. The compression obviously comes with a data loss. Nonetheless, this is what I now wrote down for basically future me. Let others do the 9% commenting. I recently heard on a podcast somewhere that the media creation, or basically media consumption and creation, is, it seems to be, I don't know what the source for this is. I also don't know if the source is trustworthy. I also don't know what the source of the data is, as I already mentioned. It seems to be the case, at least according to the source, that there are 90% who just consume. So let's just think about YouTube, and there are 90% who just consume. And there are 9% who then additionally comment, or I don't know if they are part of the, probably they are not part of the other 90%, otherwise the numbers would not make sense. So there are 9% which consume, plus they comment. And then there is 1% which might also consume, which might also comment, I assume, but they also create. And so, in this case, I don't need to comment. That's one of the ideas. If I comment on videos, then what I am doing is I'm just adding something to the conversation, but the conversation is not really conversation. It's just a couple of words. Think about how many kilobytes a Word document has versus how many kilobytes a video has versus how many kilobytes eventually maybe a properly recorded human conversation would have with maybe already we could say, okay, 4K video of the face with also proper audio. It's just much more data. And then if you also would see 3D, and if you also would see basically what the human body could see in terms of the data, that was not see, but sense in terms of the data, if one properly would want to record this, but also the human brain seems to then compress this down, and also only a certain part of the data is then actually only made available, it seems, to the conscious part of oneself. But nonetheless, if I comment on the videos just because I want to comment, then I also am kind of adding often to different sides of myself, which I don't want to further develop. I don't want to be somebody who comments on videos and just, okay, this one guy made this video and then I critique that this creator should make this video, or I didn't like the audio, and so on and so forth. Now, there could be this could be constructive criticism, but nonetheless, I am probably better off spending my time doing something else compared to commenting on the internet. At least that's kind of one of my assumptions. For example, I could replace the one-to-one time. Let's just say I comment something for 10 minutes and I write this thing. Writing often takes lots of time. I write like a paragraph and then I have to make sure that I don't have errors in it, because otherwise somebody might attack me. And instead I call a friend for 20 minutes or for 10 minutes or for 10 minutes. Then this might be, in terms of opportunity cost, such an obvious thing that I just should call the friend instead of writing something which people might read, might not read, but it doesn't contribute in any useful way, it at least seems. So I don't want to be of the 9% that are commenting so much, and so let others do the 9% commenting, but also then to a certain degree I am also trying to convey that maybe I should be of the 1% they create, and not just of the 90% that also consume. But of course I'm part of the consumer also. But mostly with this I wanted to focus on the commenting and trying to just not comment.